Good morning, viewers. Today, I just wanted to discuss about the amount of vehicles that are being stolen in my area. Usually, the vehicles that are being targeted are usually the more expensive ones. So I have a neighbor across the street. He's driving a late model uh, Lexus GX 460, and I just noticed today, this morning, that they put a boot, a chalk to prevent the vehicle from being stolen. And not too long ago, this same vehicle, uh, somebody came very late at night, like at 4 o'clock in the morning or something, and broke the window on the rear window on this, because I guess because of jealousy or something else. I'm not too sure. And I also noticed there's a steering wheel lock as well inside the vehicle. So uh, these vehicles are fairly nice, but they don't really mean anything to me personally. I just don't really give a crap about cars. I just work on them and service them. So I don't really care about vehicles myself. I just need a source of transportation to get from point A to B, and that's it. So anyhow, this is I'm not sure on what year this is, but looks like a 2018 or 2019 or something. It's a somewhat of a late model Lexus GX 460. So I'm just surprised that they have the chalk or the boot here securing the wheels. So it's just the time and the day and age of what's happening now in society is just unbelievable. It's just there's not much that you can do, right? And not everybody in this world is good. So all you can do is to secure and protect yourself and protect your vehicle from getting stolen by parking it inside the garage if you're able to, and locking it up, and just the regular day-to-day things. I do know on vehicles that have the the keyless, the push stop start stop or whatever system. Those vehicles are much easier and more prone to being stolen than the vehicles with the actual key ignition. I know that it does not matter to what you do sometimes, because if somebody wants to steal your vehicle, they are going to steal your vehicle, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Especially that some guys are armed these days with guns and knives. So uh, sometimes, but not always, it's just best to comply and just give them the keys, because your your life is not worth any sort of material in this world. So you only have only one life, and that's it. So there are so many stories that I can talk about regarding the stolen vehicles. I did have a neighbor tell me a story that one of his sons' Range Rover got stolen somewhere in this area. It was like, maybe, I think, like 2 or 3 years ago or something. And initially he was trying to sell the vehicle, and there was a young Asian lady or whatever in a brand new Mercedes Benz. I think it was an S 500, and it was all new, brand new. And she was smiling and everything, and everything happy. And there were two guys that were with her, that went in the Range Rover that the my neighbor's son was trying to sell. And then the two guys, I think they had knives. I'm not sure if they had guns, but they said they wanted to road test the vehicle, and after they got in the car, they somehow they drove away, and then and that car was nowhere to be found ever again. Somehow those guys they had the key, and they took off, and something like that can be prevented by just being smart and not giving people your car keys. But all in all, there are some situations it's very hard to avoid, but it does happen. It's still happening on a regular basis that the SUVs, it's mostly SUVs in the 70, 80,000 or more dollars. I'm talking in Canadian dollars that are being targeted. Is just those expensive cars or SUVs that are being targeted in the area these days. Not only here, but in other areas too. So it's a very common occurrence. And same goes for when they had the catalytic converter thefts not too long ago. Uh, in the last year, I think it's been on the decline because the metal prices have dropped back down drastically. So it's still happening, but it's not as often now as the last like 2 or 3 years. Just uh, I guess you can say the post pandemic, just after the pandemic time, it was a high rise in catalytic converter thefts. So anyhow, I'm still shocked because I've been in this neighborhood since maybe around 2009. So it's been about 14 years in this neighborhood, and I don't really see much crimes in this area, but it's getting worse now because things are getting like more developed, and usually when you move to a new area, like new homes, a neighborhood, usually the area is okay and safe for the most part. After the sixth or seventh year or so, that's when it starts to pick up with crimes and stuff. And even though you think you live in a safe and nice area, you still have to be you still have to be diligent. You still have to watch out and be cautious because you never know. It's just the world that we live in these days. It's nothing new, but it's been ongoing for many years. Things like this, so you just have to be careful. One other thing I forgot to mention, I was talking about the OBD2 port, or the DLC, Diagnostic Link Connector port. I know that they have like a special type of locking device that you can buy and to put it in there, and that's going to prevent anybody from uh, from inserting an OBD scan tool or scanner to to delete and install new keys for the keyless uh, systems, the ones that have the push start stop systems. Those ones, if you lock up the OBD port, then there's no way for the criminal to copy new keys and take your car away if they are going to steal it manually. Now, some criminals, they can be armed with a tow truck, so they can just tow your car away if they have access to tow the vehicle, and they'll just take it. A lot of times, I, I've uh, I've heard and seen that like there was a saying or something or a phrase that if somebody wants to steal your vehicle, and then they will take it. It doesn't matter on what you do, they will steal your vehicle. Those criminals will have to go to the utmost and highest extent possible to steal your vehicle, especially ones that have been stored inside the garage. But the likelihood of that happening is slim to none, unless the criminal can get really good access to your home and garage, and take your vehicle. So they'll do anything possible to steal vehicles these days. Yeah, so all of these vehicles, where do these vehicles go? They send them out to shipping containers or something, and then they ship them out either to Quebec or overseas, and then they give the vehicle a new identification, new VIN, new everything, and they resell the vehicle over there. And I know on some cars, they hide the VIN number, and they put the VIN number and they etch it everywhere on the vehicle, but that doesn't matter. There's always a way to give the vehicle a new identity, a new identification, and they're able to resell it that way. Now I know on some vehicles they do things differently, but particularly now on some of the newer Hondas, you go to the passenger side, you see the says the frame number here. So you can take this out, you can pop this out with a trim tool or something, or use your hand, and you see the VIN number is etched directly onto the frame. So that's how you know that it's just to the manufacturers are just trying to make it harder for criminals to give these vehicles a new VIN. So they just do that instead. So I reinstall this back. I think I may have accidentally ripped off the plastic here, but it's in now. So that's it. This is the passenger side of the vehicle. This vehicle is a 2020 Honda CRV. Just in your regular day-to-day life, even someone like me, I always try to be aware of my surroundings, no matter what, no matter on where I am. Right? Sometimes you can't always be aware of your surroundings because you are busy working on something, but still, uh, when you're not all that busy, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You have to watch your back all the time, right? Even though that nothing happens sometimes in some areas, still you have to watch out and be careful. There's ever so much that you can do, right? So uh, try your best to lock up your vehicle. Don't leave anything expensive inside it. Me, I just try to keep driving my shit boxes for as long as possible, because I don't really have a need to buy a new car unless somebody crashes into me, or something happens, or whatever. All of my cars are like over 10 years old. So I have vehicles that are almost 19, 20 years old, some like 14 or 15 years old. I just keep them for as long as possible, because you don't really have a need to purchase a new vehicle. And my honest opinion is, I just think it's a waste of money. All these fancy cars, all these cars, I just don't think that people need them. Just there's no point. It's just, although I am a mechanic, I can fix these vehicles, yes, but still, the price tag for the purchase price is very exorbitant these days. If you want to buy just a basic new car these days, roughly like $30,000 for like just a basic car. There's nothing fancy, just your basic point A to B transportation, and that's it. Right? Something like a Corolla or whatever is almost $30,000 brand new. It's ridiculous now. Just the prices of cars now are just uh, through the roof. So anyhow, I'm just going to conclude this video. I know I've been talking a little bit a little bit than saying this. Sometimes I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but just trying to make a conversation here. Anyways, I'm going to finish the video off. Take it easy, take care, and have a good day.